large bureaucratic movement.
One was creating an LGBT certificate program. Didn't you audit the first course that was offered?
Yeah, I was really glad I got there early for a change. It was standing room only.
Good thing nobody was interested in queer academic issues on this campus.
Another recommendation was including domestic partner health policies for students, faculty, and staff.
They also recommended changing married student housing to family housing and changing occupancy policies to match the new name.
Recommended setting up a permanent Chancellor's Standing Committee to institute task force recommendations and to stay in touch with the status of LGBT issues on campus.
The Standing Committee was initially chaired by Joe Arnold, a journalism professor and former dean, who came out in a Lesbian Gay noon hour panel that year.
It was such big news that the Boulder Daily Camera newspaper featured it prominently.
And of course, the task force recommended creating an LGBT resource center. Chancellor Corbridge approved the model and took it to the Board of Regents for their approval.
Yeah, we cut and pasted the center models and ideas from all over the country. Not that there were that many models to look at. And that approval took some doing, but the Board of Regents prohibited spending any state money to support the center.
Sure, you can have a center. Now you figure out how to pay for it.
And where to house it.
Well, the rumor on that one was true. The then director of Counseling Center agreed to have LGBT Center in a small alcove at the end of a hallway.
That alcove really had been used as a closet. Fine, we decorated.
LGBT people and allies on and off campus gave generously to support the center for a number of years. Just goes to show you what you can do when they put any number of obstacles in your way.
And doing that is incredibly empowering.
Yeah, of the 10 recommendations made by that task force, all 10 had been put in place 12 years later.
In the context we're talking about here, that was huge.
Amendment 2 started a lot of that. Horrible as it was, it galvanized the community.
When the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Amendment 2 in 1996, the celebration began on campus with a rally at Trumbo Fountain.
The rally then turned into a march down Broadway to the City Building.
How did you get a march permit so quickly?
When the mayor tells the police chief that we need to have police protection, but we won't have time for a permit, you have a march.
Allies can be so helpful.
And allies have always been a huge part of the center.
And creating allies as well. Safe zone trainings around campus have been too numerous to count, and they've all been done by the center.
The center has also been behind some other amazing efforts.
Like in 2001, when the Board of Regents finally approved including sexual orientation in CU's non-discrimination policy.
And the next year, when the Regents included benefits for same-sex partners and other family members of faculty and staff.
And don't forget the inclusion of health benefits, including gender confirmation surgery for trans faculty, staff, and students.
And let us not forget the groups that the center sponsors, groups that are run by and for students that promote self-exploration and self-empowerment.
And the volunteers at the center, where students learn to change the world as they're going to school.
Well, in that vein, we should also mention all the students who fundraise to attend the annual Creating Change Conference, an activist gathering that has gotten to feel like I never left home since I run into so many CU students there.
And CU's annual Transforming Gender Conference had 400 registrants last year.
It's hard to know where it stops.
In all, the center offers more than 100 separate programs annually.
And these programs reach over 2,000 people.
And you, every queer and ally student, staff, and faculty member, has been, in ways large and small, part of that history.
The students of the future will be standing on your shoulders. You are part of the legacy of the GLBTQRC and of queer activism here at